everybody, welcome back. I figured I'd go ahead and do one more video. This is Arizona versus Tennessee. We're going to use William Sims with the Fat Electrician, guys. These are both free in the store right now, but it ends tonight at 12 because they are releasing the new update at 4 o'clock. That's when it ends, my bad. So we got Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, Reaching Out XXL, Fight Fire with Fire, Naramaki, and Andrew Cunningham for inspirations. As far as loadout, we got Secondary Mod 2, and then Steering Gear Mod 2. Loadout, we got the Observation Seaplane, Fighter, Catapult Fighter, Enhanced Secondary Targeting, Epic Battle Booster, Top 9 camo, and then the U.S. Navy 250-year flag. Survivability, 59,200 hit points. Torpedo damage reduction is 37%. Fire resistance is 13%. Main battery, we got the 356mm Mark 9 45 caliber guns. 4 turrets with 3 guns in each, 17.8 kilometer range. 35-second reload time, 42.9 second turret traverse, 1.97 shell grouping, max range vertical dispersion 122.2 meters, horizontal is 203.6 meters, and then medium max range vertical dispersion is 37.2 meters, horizontal is 62 meters. HE shell damage is 5,834 meter per second muzzle velocity. Fire setting chance 30%, armor penetration is 59 millimeters, max AP shell damage is 11,124, initial 10,300, muzzle velocity is 792 meter per second, armor penetration at point blank range is 709 millimeters, armor penetration at max range is 366 millimeters, initial is 394, minimum ricochet angle 45 degree. 33-second fuse timer, 59mm fuse arming threshold. Sorry about that, my phone cut me off. 127mm Mark 7 for the secondaries. You got 10 mounts with 1 gun in each, 4.8 kilometer range, 7-second reload time. Shell grouping is 1. Max range vertical dispersion is 242.9 meters. Horizontal is the same. Medium max range vertical and horizontal dispersion is 145.7 meters. Initial is 154.8 meters. Max HE shell damage is 1800. Muzzle velocity 960 meter per second. Fire setting chance 6%. Armor penetration 21 millimeters. Secondary armament 127mm Mark 19 Mod 6. 8 mounts, 1 gun in each. 4.8 kilometer range, 4.5 second reload time, 1 shell grouping. Max range vertical and horizontal dispersion is 242.9 meters, initials 258 meters. Medium max range vertical and horizontal dispersion is 145.7 meters, initials 154.8 meters. Max HE shell damage is 1800, 657 meter per second. Muzzle velocity 9% chance to set fire. Armor penetration is 21 millimeters. AA defense 120. The dual purpose 71 damage per second. 4.2 kilometer range. You got the 50 caliber 12.7 millimeter Browning M2 Mod 2, 59 damage per second. 1.2 kilometer range. 28 millimeter Mark II 4 with 4 guns in each mount. 47 damage per second. 3.1 kilometer range. Maneuverability 20.2 knot top speed, 640 meter turn circle, which is pretty good for a big ship. 11.7 second rudder shift time, 23 second engine spool up time. Reversing is 11 seconds. Engine power multiplier speed threshold is 7 knots. Reversing is the same, 7 knots. Concealment 13.6 kilometer detectability range by sea. 17.8 after firing main guns. 15.6 when the ship is on fire. By air, it's 11.4 kilometers. After fire main guns, 18.5, 14.4 when the ship is on fire. 2 guaranteed, 12.3 while in smoke. Armor, we got a 40mm underneath the bow, 25mm bow, 203mm armor belt on the bow, 25mm stern. And 25mm stern, 40mm armor underneath the stern, 203mm stern armor belt, and 25mm deck in the stern and the bow. And then we have the torpedo side plating is 26mm. Superstructure on the top, 16mm. Conning tower, 203mm on top. 76mm on the bottom of the conning tower. 406mm on the side of the conning tower. And the side plating of the whole superstructure, 16mm. Casemate armor, which encases the whole ship, 330mm in the rear. And then 330mm in the front. And then you have a 203mm by 343mm armor belt, and then a 51mm by 120mm deck. So you want to stay angled if you go up against a 16-inch or 15-inch gun battleship. 127mm turret on top plate is 127mm. The rear plate's 229mm. The side plating is 229 by 254mm. Bottom plate's 51mm. Frontal plate is 457mm, and then the barbette armor is 114 by 330mm. The deck armor is 25mm. In the rear it's 13mm, and in the front it's 13mm. And then the upper side plating of the deck is 25mm, and then right below that, above the armor belt, is 37mm. And then the other deck is 25mm. Okay. Then the armor deck it slopes. That's unique for this ship. Most American battleships don't have this. 51mm of armor on that. Citadel bottom, 40mm. Torpedo bulkhead, 115mm. Citadel deck is 38mm. In the rear, it's 203. 203mm. In the front, it's 203mm by 330mm. Overview: tough, above average base HP rating. Sure shot shell with good ballistic trajectory, maintain velocity, making aiming easier. Slow, below average, maximum movement speed. A U.S. Navy battleship with a conventional layout with 2 turrets forward and aft, and her armor distributed according to the all or nothing concept. She was designed to engage enemy ships at long range. By outbreak of World War II, the ship received more torpedo protection, which slightly reduced her maneuverability. In her service 1916, 2 ships in series. Her sister is the Pennsylvania, so it is the Pennsylvania class. And we'll go to Tennessee, same commander, same inspirations. The only thing different is the loadout. We have the stars and stripes, and then we're going to do secondary, same way, steering gear mod 2. And then we'll get to the loadout here in just a minute. Same thing here. Enhanced secondary targeting, observation seaplane, catapult fighter. We are going to go with the enhanced secondaries, epic battle booster, stars and stripe camo, and then U.S. Navy 250 years flag. Survivabilities: 54,600, 37% torpedo damage reduction, 13% fire resistance. This ship has 356mm 50 caliber Mark 7 guns, 4 turrets, 3 guns in each, 18.1 kilometer range, 32-second reload time. Turret traverse is 42.9 seconds, 1.97 shell grouping, 123.8 meter. Max range vertical dispersion horizontal is 206.3 meters. Medium max range vertical dispersion is 37.7 meters. Medium max range horizontal dispersion is 62.8 meters, 5,000 HE shell damage, 861 meter per second muzzle velocity, 30% chance set fires, 59 millimeters of armor penetration. Max AP shell damage is 11,340, initials 10,500, muzzle velocity is 823 meters per second. Armor penetration at point blank range is 730 millimeters. At max range it's 373 millimeters. Initial 421. Minimum ricochet angle 45 degree. Guaranteed 60. 33-second fuse timer and 59 millimeters fuse arming threshold. Same 127mm, except these are Mark 5s, 10 mounts with 1 gun in each, 4.8 kilometer range, 8-second reload time, 1 for the shell grouping. The dispersion is the same on the secondaries. Max HE shell damage 1800, 960 meter per second muzzle velocity, fire setting chance is 6%, armor penetration 21mm. Then you got the 127 Mark 27s, 8 mounts, 1 gun in each, 4.8 kilometer range, 4.5 second reload time, shell grouping is 1. All the dispersion is the same, 1800 HE shell damage, 657 meter per second muzzle velocity, fire setting chance 9%, 21 millimeters of armor penetration. And then we will get to the AA. Okay. We have the 20mm Oerlikon Mark 4s, 8 mounts with 1 gun in each, average damage per second 55, firing range 2 kilometers. And then you got the 12.7mm Brownings 50 caliber, 2x1, so 2 mounts with 1 gun in each, 12 damage per second, 1.2 kilometer range. I don't know why it's like that, it shouldn't be. 20mm Oerlikon Mark 20s, 2 gun mounts with 2 guns in each, 14 damage per second, 2 kilometer range. 40mm Bofors Mark 1, 6 mounts, 2 guns in each, 102 damage per second, 3.5 kilometer range. Dual purpose 127mm Mark 7s, we went over those. 68 damage per second, 4.2 kilometer range. Maneuverability 20.2 knot top speed, 670 meter turn circle, 11.7 second rotor shift time. Engine spool up time 23 seconds, reverse 11. Engine power multiplier speed threshold 7 knots, reversing at 7 knots. Concealment detectability range by sea 13.5 kilometers. After fire main guns it's 18.1, initial 14.3, and when the ship is on fire 15.5, initial 16.2. Detectability range by air 11.3 kilometers. After fire main guns 18.5, 14.3 when the ship is on fire, guaranteed 2, while in smoke 12.3. Armor 40mm bow underneath the front, 25mm bow, and then you got that same armor belt, 19 by 34, 343mm, connecting it to the rest of the ship, 25mm deck, 40mm stern, 203mm stern armor belt, 25mm stern deck, 25mm stern, and then the same plate, 35 by 343mm, connecting it to the rest of the ship. 35mm of torpedo side plating. The armor belt for the torpedoes, 273mm by 343mm. And then the superstructure, 16mm on top. The conning tower is 152mm on top, 76mm on bottom, and 406mm on the side. The side plating of the whole superstructure is 16mm. And then we get to the turrets. 343mm of armor. No, this is the whole ship. So 343mm of armor in the front and the rear. And then the armor belt's 343mm. And then the deck is 38mm by 89mm. Now the turrets. 127mm top plate for the turrets. 229mm rear plate. And then side plating's 229mm by 254mm. And then the bottom plate 76mm, barbette 114 by 330mm, frontal plate 457mm, and then the deck in the front is 25mm, on the top 25mm, on the side plating is 25mm, upper side plating, the rear 25mm. The citadel in the rear is 35mm by 343mm, citadel bottom 40. And then the citadel in the front's 19mm by 343mm. The citadel deck's 38mm, and then the citadel torpedo bulkhead is 44mm. Agile, above average ability to change direction. Ironclad, above average armor thickness, greater resistance to all forms of armor penetration. Slow, above average maximum movement speed. A Tennessee class battleship armed with 12 356mm guns and Possessing quiet, modest speed characteristics, Tennessee was moored in Battleship Row when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, which brought the United States into World War II. She was not seriously damaged, and her, after being repaired, operated off the west coast of the United States in 1942. Entered service 1921, 2 ships in service. Her sister is California. Sorry, can't speak right now, don't know why. But that is Tennessee. Now let's get to the matches. Okay, as far as this goes, my pick for the 2 battleships would be Arizona. But I do like Tennessee. She was my second tier 5 battleship, so I'll always have a special place for her. But as far as premiums go, or any battleship for that matter, tier 5, Arizona and West Virginia are my 2 number 1s. And we spawned over here at A, and you'll see why I like Arizona better. It's way more accurate. It's a dreadnought, so it's slow. It's going to take me a minute to get to C. Sorry about this. She's just barely creeping along. But the thing I do like about these old American dreadnoughts is they are highly maneuverable. So you can, when somebody shoots at you and tries to go through your bow, you can turn out, let them smack the armor belt, turn back in, keep firing. Or if you want to go broadside and use all your guns and then turn in a little bit and let them bounce off your belt, you can do that too. That's what these dreadnoughts are good at. And I'll let you see what these guns can do. Here we go. Here's a cruiser. There's Aoba. Let's take a shot at it and see if we can't smack it. Oh yeah, look at that dispersion. That's why I love Arizona. Watch this. Ooh, 2 Citadels. We almost dev struck him. We was really close. But, oh well. It'll be alright. Now let's see if we can't get a shot on this Queen Elizabeth over here. We take a pretty good chunk off of Queen Elizabeth too, with the plunging fire. Because even though these are 45 caliber, they hang longer, so whenever they fall, they're going to hit harder. Tennessee, you'll see here in a little bit when we get to it, it has a higher muzzle velocity. Yeah, look at that dispersion. Just a wall of shells. Chunk. Took a big chunk off Queen Elizabeth. We'll take a shot at Fuso here in a minute. I'm going to try to shoot this Mayako right here. Let's see. I believe he's broadside to us. Hopefully he don't shoot torpedoes at us. Nope, looks like Devonshire got it. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yep. There's Nagato. Ooh, he's going to go broadside to us. Let's see if we can't get a good chunk off of it. No, he's angled a little bit. Yeah, there's a pretty good chunk. We took half his health. That is a pretty good hit. And I'll take a shot at Fuso. Sorry, these guns take forever to reload. Here we go, let's get a little bit of Fuso too. Sorry, I gotta talk quiet and waking everybody up. There we go. See, look at that good little chunk. That's why I love Arizona. She's got reach, but she can slap hard too. I've dev struck Fusos before with Arizona. She was pretty accurate. There's Nagato again. Creeping around the island. And the match ended. And that's why I love Arizona. She's highly accurate, pretty good maneuverability. Here's Tennessee. She's a pretty good battleship too, but not as good as Arizona, I don't think. But opinions may vary. Some people may like Tennessee better, some people may like Arizona better. The next video I'll do is probably California versus New Mexico. And then we'll do West Virginia 44 versus her sister Colorado. Unless you would like to see something different, let me know. I'd also like to do Indianapolis versus New Orleans. I think that'd be a good video too. But you guys give me some ideas on these videos, and I'll make a video for you doing comparisons, because I enjoy doing these videos. Even if they don't get many views or anything, I still enjoy making them. There's Queen Elizabeth. Oh, he went dark. Let's take another shot at Andrew Dory. All guns on target.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Wow, that was really anticlimactic, if you ask me. There's Pensacola. I don't think we're going to be able to take a very good shot on him. For some reason, Tennessee likes to act like a German battleship. Sometimes you get good salvos, sometimes you don't. The same way with Japanese battleships too, they do the same thing to me, except Hyuga and Uzuma are always good. They're always accurate for me. There's Linder. Oh, there's Pensacola. Let's take another shot at him. Shall we? I think I aimed a little too high on that. Yep, that was crap. Didn't even get a citadel. Just hit the deck. Well, let's reload and smack him again, shall we? This time I'm gonna try dev striking. Come on, Tennessee, reload. It's got that such a slow reload. You wouldn't think it would with these smaller guns, but it does. And these are 50 caliber compared to Arizona's 45, and they're just not as good. Ooh, there we go. Goodbye. Now that's a dev strike. That was pretty good. Uh-oh, here's Linder. He's got torpedoes. Hopefully he doesn't launch any on me, and then we can get him out of here. I'm gonna start turning out so I can dodge torps if he does drop them. Hopefully not. Them secondaries are starting to kick in finally. There we go. All these turrets suck at turning. There we go. One citadel. That's a good way to take care of an American battleship. Is you can outrun their turrets. Basically, their turrets turn so slow that you can pass them, and they won't be able to turn their guns on you in time. So you can just slide up their broadside if you want to. On these older ones, that is. But if they had that traverse mod, I wouldn't try that. Here's Queen Elizabeth. Let's see if we can shoot her on the island and get a good chunk off of him, shall we? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a pretty decent chunk, 12,000. And nothing to sneeze at. And of course he's gonna go around the island because AI is stupid. And we're gonna meet him on the other side. See, it turns pretty decently. It's just god-awfully slow. See how slow that turret in the back's rotating? It's terrible. Took down his spot plane. He's the last one left. Let's smack him when he comes around that corner. There he is. I got us up to 65,000 damage. Secondaries are kicking in. 66,000, 67 here in just a second, I believe. Maybe not. Here we go, we got some land here. Yep.
Fire alarm!
78,000. Look at them front turrets. I don't want to rotate. Half turn the ship. There we go. 89,000. Now for the reload, it's going to take forever. And of course, my teammates are going to take still some damage from me. Come on, Tennessee, reload. There we go, we got a fire. And smack him, there we go. And that's Tennessee and Arizona.